Hello everybody, hello, Laurie here from Unique in the Creek. Hello my friends. Say hello when you come in. We are going to have some fun tonight. We are doing the Flip Flop kit. I will be in flip flops very soon. On the beaches of Aruba. Don't be jealous. I'm sorry. It's a family trip. So we are doing KIT-122, available on uniqueinthecreek.com. This is the sign that we will be using that is included in the kit. Life is better in flip-flops. It sure is, my friends. It sure is. Anybody still have snow out there? My friend. Oops. We are live streaming there. I know Judy Baker, who is live today, a guest live on our Unique in the Creek page today. She said she had some snow. We have no snow. It's actually very nice out. Kind of not flip-flop weather yet, but getting there. Hello, my friends. So, yes, say hello when you come in. Let me know where you're watching from. We are live streaming on Facebook. We are live streaming on YouTube. And we're live streaming on Instagram. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay, I did show this kit on Tuesday. All the components. This is a fun kit. Especially if you got a swimming pool, this wreath is going to be perfect for around your pool or on your pool gate or anything. It's just going to be a fun summer wreath. Okay. Like I said, you get this large embossed Life is Better in Flip Flops sign. It is 13 inches long. Isn't that fabulous? And we have paired it up with this great flip-flop and sunglasses ribbon. Nice and fun and all matchy-matchy. We also got this triple stripe yellow, hot pink lime ribbon we're going to be using. We are also going to be using, hello. We're also going to be using this lime and white vertical striped mesh. So we're going to bring in some of that lime from our ribbons. And this is all included in the kit. We also got some of these. Yay, I finally get to use them. These are so fun. They're plastic pom-pom. It's a pom-pom spray, but they're actually plastic. So in the kit, you get blue. You get one spray of blue and one spray of green. Isn't this going to be fun? What I'm also going to add, now this is not in your kit, but you can add to your wreath or to your shopping cart. We have all kinds of Deco Flex tubing. Now you get 30 yards of tubing in a package, which is a lot. Okay, it's actually, you get 3 10-yard skeins of this tubing. I've been using it for the same bag for a while, and what I do is I just kind of, when I'm left with my leftover tubing, I put a zip tie around it, just so it doesn't, it's not all over my tubing container and everything. So I just wrap it all up and put a zip tie around it and then toss it in the bin so I can use it again. So as you can see, this is going to be a bright, fun wreath, and I'm going to do it a little bit different than I've done before, as usual. So pay attention. So I have typed out, because I am so that organized. Not. You guys know I'm not organized, but I do like to type out these for you guys to help you out, and I will post it in the description on the replay on YouTube. So We are going to be using 8 pieces of this mesh. I'm going to cut them at 22 inches. Okay. I'm going to use 6 pieces of this gorgeous flip-flop ribbon. Both of these are a royal burlap with a nice wire on it. This is really nice ribbon. That used to be only able to get this in satin, but now they have it in royal burlap, so I absolutely love it. So you're going to cut 6 pieces at 14 inches of the flip-flop, 6 pieces at 14 inches of the stripe. Then we're going to come in and do something a little funky. So while we're cutting ribbon, cut 6 pieces of the flip-flop ribbon at 24 inches. Yes, 24. 6 of these at 24 inches. 6 of the stripe at 24 inches. All right. And then you're going to cut another 6 at 13 inches and another 6 of this at 13 inches. I know it's confusing. That is why I printed it out. So I will post it on the instructions. Sorry, on the replay of the live, okay? So, and I'm also going to be using this tubing. We have all different colors. I just happen to have the hot pink already open. So it is perfect for my design. Let's pull some out. I think I have 20 yards here, probably. That's 10 yards. That's 10 yards, my friend. And you get 30 in there. There's a lot up in there. But we're going to cut 6 pieces. So 12 pieces, 12 pieces. 12 pieces of the tubing at 20 inches. Let's do that while I'm already here. Actually, I already have some of them made. But you can use your measure buddy. Pull out arm number 1 all the way out. Arm number 2 all the way out. And from here to here is 20 inches. So we're going to put the end. 1, 2. Hold on. I grabbed the wrong end. So I'm going to cut 12. I already have some cut, so I'll cut 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Cut them off. Cut it off the measure buddy. Slide it off. And we're just going to cut where the loops are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to do you want 12 of these. So you're going to do another 6. Okay? That is for the tubing. The tubing is not included in the kit, but it's going to add a nice little touch. So if you want to grab a bag, we have all different colors. Okay. We also need 6 pieces of the stripe at 14 inches, which I've already done. But I need 6 pieces of the flip-flop at 14 inches. So if you don't have a measure buddy, you can use your adhesive ruler that you have in your kit. Roll it out, put the end of your ribbon at the end of your adhesive ruler, and you can cut 14-inch pieces. All right, so you can cut just like that. Okay, you'll need 6, or if you have the measure buddy, just pull out arm number 1 all the way out to 14, and you're going to wrap around 1, 2, 3, and then you keep going 4, 5, 6. Okay, but I only need 3 right now because I already cut 3. So if you're just on your wreathing journey, the measure buddy is a really good tool to have for your starting, because you can measure your ribbons, tubing, yarn, if you're making gnomes, all kinds of stuff, from 8 inches all the way out to 20 inches. And this too is made out of recycled materials, and this too is a invention of mine and my husband's. We did this one together. And it does have a patent. We really need to start putting our patents. Got to change all the molds. Okay, so you need 6 pieces of the flip-flop ribbon at 14 inches. So we got 6. I'm going to fold it in half at the end. And I'm going to cut from the folded edge up to the corner. Hello, everybody. Yeah, I decided to make summer. I am going to Aruba next week. And I am pulling out my flip-flops. So I figured, you know what? I have a flip-flop kit. I'm going to do a flip-flop wreath. Oh, you use it for your doll hair. Yeah, it's great for all kinds of crafting. Like when you have to measure and wrap, like if you're making pom-poms and stuff like that, it's awesome. All right, so that's our 6 flip-flop at 14. Now this wreath is going to be really fun looking, okay? You don't need a bow maker or anything, but I did put in the description the link for the bow maker if you did want to use a bow maker. I'm going to fold these ribbons we just cut. I'm going to fold them in half. I like to get all my supplies ready to go so that when I'm ready to make my wreath, I just plop it all together. Hello, hello, all my friends. Hello. Yeah, this is going to be fun. This is scream summer. If you have a pool, this is a great one to put on your pool gate. Actually, my brother has a pool. Maybe I'll give it to him to put on his fence. Okay, so we have 6 14-inch striped, 6 flip-flop. I'm going to put those to the side. We need 6 pieces of 24-inch flip-flop. So again, you can take your adhesive ruler, roll out your ribbon, and you can fold it. And you got 1, 2, 3. I'll do 3 right now. Now I've done this style of wreath once before. It was a Christmas one. So I figured this style will be so much fun for a summer one. Okay, so there's 3 24 inches. And then we need another 3. So we need 6 total of 24 inches. And these are only 1.5 inch ribbons, my friends. So I use mostly 1.5 inch ribbon. I like 1.5 inch ribbon better, and it's less expensive. Don't tell my husband I said that. Alrighty. So we got 6 of these, and then you need 6 pieces of each at 13 inches. Now we're not, the 24 inch, you're not going to dovetail or anything. We're just going to put it to the side. Okay. Same with the 13-inch tails. We're just going to put it to the side. So I'm just going to do my measure buddy to 13. And I already have some cut, so I only need 1, 2, 3. I only need 3. And we're going to put these 13-inch pieces to the side as well. We won't be using them yet. Okay, we got our ribbons all ready to go. We got our tubing all ready to go. We just need to get our mesh ready to go. Okay, we will be using the ring board, and I have marked on it, so you guys will be able to see in a second where I am going to be putting everything. Hello, hello. I'm sorry, Erica. All right, so we're only going to use half this roll of mesh. So if you haven't noticed, and you've been following me for a while and you haven't noticed, we very rarely use a whole roll of mesh. So usually one 10-inch roll will do 2 wreaths, which before Unique in the Creek boards was pretty much unheard of. So you save money on your supplies, that is for sure. Summer, you can go to canamvipconnection.com. canamvipconnection.com. Tina will put it in the comments as well. And you can read all about us and all about our group. It's a very fun group on our page there, our page, you know, the you Can-Am thingy, you know. All right, I'm going to do 8 pieces at 22. So 1, 2. Now, if you don't have a cutting mat, all you have to do is again, use your adhesive ruler, roll out your mesh, get your scissors, and we're going to cut our mesh at 22 inches. Okay, so you really don't need all the fancy tools to start out. Just some scissors. You want to sign up ASAP? Well, that's where you go. We have all kinds of stuff that happen in the group all week long. It's a lot of fun. I think anybody in here that is a part of the group will probably back me up saying it's like one of the best groups out there. Well, of course I'm in it. It's got to be a good group. No, just kidding. No, not really. Because I am dorky. I'm dorkier in there than I am on my lives. I feel a little bit more freedom and more protection in the VIP group. So some of the stuff that comes out of mostly mine and Michelle's mouth, yeah. And then the group eggs us on. I lost count. 1, that's okay. All right. 8 pieces of mesh at 22 inches. So we got, it looks like more than half a roll left here. I probably need 1 more piece. We'll see. Okay. I'm so cool, right? I try to tell my kids all the time how cool I am, but they don't believe me. All right, so like I said, we are using the ring board for this project. And on your board, you can actually write your pattern right on the board. Okay, so I use a Sharpie marker. And where these 2 chamfered holes are, right up top, you'll see a number 1 and a number 2. Those are the rows. We'll refer to what we're designing on, row 1, row 2, stuff like that, okay? I'm going to be using the hole 1 to the outside of the board on every other row. So there's the number 1 and 2 in the middle. I'm going to the left. I'm marking from this hole to the outside of the board, okay? I'm skipping this hole because there is a hole between the hanging holes, and I'm marking this hole. I'm skipping this hole, marking this one. Skipping this one, marking this one. Skipping this one, marking this one. Skipping this one, marking this one. Now, I'm going to have my sign right, I'm going to be putting it right on the side of my wreath. Okay, so I have just put, we're not going to use the outside holes for this one. I'm just going to be putting 2 pieces of mesh underneath where my sign is going to go. So where there's an X is where my mesh is going to go. Okay, so that's why we got 8 pieces of mesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? 8 pieces of mesh. And then on the bottom, and this will all make more sense once I start putting it all together. I just thought I would actually show you guys how you can write on the board and stuff like that, okay? Where the number 1 and 2 is, I put the word bow, okay? Straight down, so that's the top, the very center top. Straight down, again, put another word, bow. And then over to the right, on my right, I put bow again. So we're going to be doing 3 bows on this wreath, okay? But we're not going to use a bow maker, so you have to stay tuned. So we're going to be putting these bows in between these. So you can even mark on the back. So I actually put a little S right here because right here is where I'm going to have the top of my sign start. So when I flip this over, I'll be able to tell where my sign is going to go. And if you want, you could even write like a B, and a B. Now this Sharpie marker will come off with just rubbing alcohol. Okay, so if you do want to put some of your instructions or your pattern on the back of your board, you can erase it with just some rubbing alcohol. Okay. All right, we're going to get started on this. We're going to be using zip ties. You absolutely can use pipe cleaners, but y'all know I love my zip ties. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on row 1. And remember where I showed you guys, I have a line from hole 1 to the outside of the board. I am going to put a zip tie down and almost like an L shape on my table here. We can put another one. Now when you put your zip tie in, you want to make sure that the flat part of your zip tie head is going to go match up with the tail of your zip tie. Because if you try and do it, so if you do it flat side, tail, you'll hear a zipping and it locks. If you try and do it backwards, you'll have problems. And if you do end up getting it, if you pull, you won't hear anything and it's gonna not lock. If that happens, just flip it around and there you go. Okay, so that's how we operate these zip ties. So the outside rows, I am just putting some ribbon tails. Okay, so these ribbon tails that I'm putting on this outside row are going to sit flat against the door. And you're really going to be able to see them. So it's almost going to be like ribbon tail frame around our wreath. It's going to look super pretty. Hi, Lorraine. So what you want to do is grab a piece of your striped 14-inch and a piece of your Flip Flop 14-inch, okay? Now you can put your ribbon tails on, you can put the sunglasses or the flip flops on the top and the stripe on the bottom. It doesn't really matter. What I do suggest, just so your tails are equal, is fold them in half, all right? Make a little crease at the center. Hey, Ange, I forgot to message you, Ange. I will do that this weekend, though. And line up the 2 center folds that we did, just like that. And you're going to pinch right in the center of that ribbon tail. We're going to put it where we pinched, and we're just going to put it right on the board and do your zip tie up. Okay? And then we're going to open them up just like that. Now, like I said, we're going to be putting mesh on, but these ribbon tails are going to kind of stick out the back of the mesh against your door without having to use a ton of mesh. It's going to look fabulous. Trust me. Trust the process, right, my friends? Trust the process. So again, just lining up the 2 centers, put it right on your wreath board and come around with your zip tie. And you're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why we only cut 6 at 14 inches. Because there's no sense, well, you could put some all the way around if you wanted. I'm not sure if it would come out because the Flip Flop Wreath sign it's kind of large. Let me see if it would even come out. Oh yeah. So you could do 8 all the way around if you wanted. Maybe we'll do that. Sticky outy things? No, these aren't sticky outy things, Erica. We have a different language in the VIP group. Sticky outy things are, you know, sticky outy things. We don't know what else to call them, so we just call them as we see it. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. We're making a fun flip-flop wreath. So I'm just literally zip tying these 14-inch tails right onto the board. No mesh, no nothing. Oh, shoot. I was supposed to, all right, that's okay. I forgot I was going to do my tubing. We're going to go back. I'll start right here. Okay, so your tubing. Grab a zip tie. You have 100 pack of zip tie. 2 pieces of the 20-inch tubing, okay? What I'm going to do is just fold it or bring the 2 ends together, just like that. And then the other piece, I'm bringing the 2 ends together, just like that. I'm going to put them up against each other, so it looks like that, and just cross it over. Taking my zip tie, and I'm going to put it around the center. Now you can put it right on the board, or you can pre-make them just like this. So you got a loop and 2 ends. Got to pay attention, Laurie. So we are going to put our ribbon on like we were doing. All right, put that right in the center. And then I'm also going to put this tubing also in the center and come around with my zip tie. Now I want to kind of fan these out so we're going to see those loops. So bring the whole thing to the middle and then do that whole zip tie up. These are 20-inch tubing pieces. Okay, I'm just going to go back over. I'm just going over top of these zip ties because I forgot. So it's not a big deal. So again, take 2 pieces of your 20-inch tubing. Bring the 2 ends together so it makes a loop. Bring these 2 ends together. And there's a million different ways that you can play with tubing like this. I'm just making sure the 2 ends, all the 4 tails at the bottom are the same, and I'm just going to bring the 1 loop over so that I can put it right on the board. And you can do this with your ribbon when you put your ribbons on and then come around. Okay, I want these to be in the center. So don't do like Laurie and forget to put them in if you're going to add them, because this is the outside row is where you're going to add them. So I make the 2 loops, I just cross it over, put it right in the center with everything going towards the outside. All right. Easy. Even easier when you remember to put them in. So you can pre-make your loops, your tubing things as well. Just put a zip tie in the middle of them. Isn't this going to be a fun wreath? Already it looks fun, eh? It's going to be nice and bright. Now, I'm not going to be too worried about moving my ribbon tails around right now because we are going to be putting mesh and other stuff on. They're going to get messed up. We're going to wait till the end to put our ribbon tails properly. All right, so there's the 6. Now, like I said, I might do the other 2 since you may see a little bit of it coming out from behind the sign. So I'm going to try it because if it works, then yay. You guys don't have, then you'll know what ribbon to use. If it doesn't work, then you'll know not to use it, not to do it. So I need 2 more 14-inch pieces of the sunglasses and 2 more of the triple stripe. I think this is the first time I've used almost all the ribbon that's in the kit. Again, keep in mind, this is only 1.5-inch ribbon. So, less expensive to make your wreath with 1.5-inch ribbon. Okay, so I will put these extra 2 in and see if it works. And then if you don't like it, don't put yours in. If you do like it, then you'll need 8 pieces of 14 of each ribbon. Hey, monkey! Hi, Michelle. I need, oh, that's a small tubing. I need more tubing, so 2 20-inch pieces of tubings. No, 4 20-inch pieces of tubing. There's 3, and we need 1 more. Again, tubing's optional. So we're going to fold them down like that. Just cross it over. We can put a zip tie around it if you want to pre-make them. And we'll put these ribbon tails on. Alrighty. Row 1 is done. Row 2 is going to be very quick because row 2, where we put the X's, we're just going to be putting some mesh. Okay, so what you want to do is where we put the X, we'll just go hole 1.5 to 2. We're just going to preload our board. We're skipping this 1.5 to 2. Skip 1.5 to 2. Or skip. Hello, everybody. We are making summer today. Summer. I know we're just coming into spring, but okay, so there's 8. Alrighty. You're going to take a piece of mesh, this fun lime green white stripe mesh, and I'm just going to make a ruffle. Okay, because we're not going to see too much of the mesh. It's just going to kind of peek out because we're going to be doing 3 bows, and we're also going to be putting the sign on. So the lime green is a great contrast to bring out like the greens and stuff in our ribbons. Okay, so curl down the factory edge to the left and right, and up this center stripe, you're just going to pinch. Bring some mesh in with your pointer and your thumb and pinch. And you're going to slide this along the center. Now you're not going to want to do this on a table with a tablecloth because you'll end up collecting the tablecloth into your mesh. And I like to start and end with the edge cut pieces facing the table. Okay? Going to put the center of this ruffle right down in the center and do it up tight. Okay? And we'll cut it off. We'll do this 8 times. Pinch, pinch, or your pleating, whatever you want to call it, or an accordion, or whatever. You just need to get one end to the other. There we go. Put the center right down on your board, and we're going to come around with the zip tie. Pull it tight. Tight. So that's 8 pieces of this lime green mesh at 22 inches. So we used half the roll. There you go, Teresa. I just answered you. Look at that. I'm a mind reader too. See how cute these ribbons and the tubing is? It's going to be all kind of against your door without having to put more mesh and everything on your wreath. It's going to look fabulous. And now you have, oh man, that was my 4-inch. What was that? Oh, that was my zip ties. You know, I always drop something. Every live. It wouldn't be alive if I didn't drop something. This is cute, eh? And this mesh is inexpensive as well. Now, I found some of it, a little bit of it is flawed. Like, you know, the stripe will be off or whatever. But you know what? Nobody's going to notice because you're putting, it's mesh. Especially if you're using mesh and ribbons. If there's a bit of a flaw, just use it. Nobody's going to see it, I promise. Unless it's really messed up. If it's really messed up and you got it from us, then make sure you message us. But There was a small little flaw in one of them. I can't even tell which one now. You guys loved this queen. Okay, I need 2 more pieces of this mesh. $22" you need, 22 inches, you need 8. Yes, there's all kinds of colors of this. There's like a new one that we just put on. It's black with hot pink stripe. Okay, so that's all the mesh we're going to use. So like I said, there's probably a little more than a half a roll left. We'll use that for another project. And then after we get this mesh in, comes the fun stuff. It's going to be a little different, like I said. Okay, last piece of mesh. I'm just going to push the 2 neighboring ones kind of to the side so you can get that in there. Alrighty, we are done our mesh. Fabulous, right? Okay, we're going to go around and cut the zip tie tails off. Just use your nipper thing, go right down to the head and squeeze. Now, if you want to pull it a little tighter, you can actually use these as a needle nose plier. Just don't squeeze really hard and pull. And then once it's tight, then you squeeze hard and it'll cut it off. Alrighty. Now we can put on our sign. Now remember when I flipped it over, I showed you guys I put an S right there because that's where the top, you're going to take this tape off. We're going to use this saw hook on the back of the sign. Okay, I just want to make a measure. Where's my top? There it is. Okay, so the flip-flop is going to go like right here. So yeah, you can see the rib. I'm glad I did. Okay, I'm going to have to amend the instruction sheet so that you guys cut enough ribbon. So our flip-flops are going to go to the side here, and then we're going to do 3 big bows that are going to sit on top of the mesh. It's going to look so fabulous. So let's take one of our pipe cleaners, and we're going to put it through the saw hook here on the sign. And where's that S? Right here. So we're going to have to put a cable mount on the bottom of the flip-flop. There is 2 cable mounts in your kit. All right, so that's going to go there. So if I put a cable mount, I just want to make sure that where my top is. Okay, there's the top, there's the S. So my bottom of my flip-flop. Okay, so this flip-flop that's on the left, you guys know my right and left, the tattoo's on the right. On my left, on the bottom here, I'm going to take my adhesive cable mount and just put it right on the bottom of that flip-flop. Okay? Now I'm going to take the top pipe cleaner, just move around the mesh, and you can, when I open it up, you can still see that S there because I had marked that's where my sign's going to go. So I'm going to use hole 1 and 1.5 And once you get it, each one through the hole, just give it a quick twist on the back, but not tight yet. All right, and now I'm going to match it up with the same 2 holes down here. That is the bottom of the flip-flop. So it is the row, the last, or is that the center? I gotta make sure, yes. We're gonna just spread that mesh. You see those 2 holes, or the 3 holes. And we're gonna go row 1 to 1.5 again. Okay, I'm just gonna pull it till I feel some resistance. I can tuck that mesh under there. Okay, you can see that I'm getting a bit of resistance, and that's where I'm gonna twist it in the back. And I'm gonna do the same thing up here. Pull from behind your pipe cleaner. Okay, until you feel some resistance. Once you feel that resistance, give it a twist in the back. Okay, so you can see there's my S. And then I went 1, 2, 3, 4 down for the bottom. Now, like I said, we'll fix all these ribbon things after we get everything on. It'll be the last thing we do because we'll flip it over a few times. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut pipe cleaners down and put these pipe cleaners back down the holes so we have a nice neat back. Alrighty, our sign is on. Good, right? Now, the piece de resistance. We are going to make 3 bows. And I call these cheater bows. So, for those of you that don't have a bow maker, I got you. Remember we cut these 6 pieces, 2, 3, 4, and we cut 6 pieces of 24, and we cut 6 pieces of 13 of the sunglasses, and we cut 6 pieces at 24 of the triple stripe, and 6 pieces at 13 inches of the stripe. Okay, we are going to make 3 bows, and they're going to be as follow. We're going to build the bow upside down. Okay, now if you do have a glue gun, it is really good to, you know, put a little dot of glue. You don't have to, but if you put a dot of glue, you'll be able to pull on your bows a little more with the loops. Now you have to decide which ribbon you want as your top color or your top ribbon. So I decided I'm going to use the Flip Flop ribbon at the top. So the very top one is a 20-inch piece, and then I came back with the 13-inch piece. So this is going to be my top. So what I'm doing is I'm going to fold it in half, this 24-inch piece, make a seam. Okay, I'm just going to put the seam on one of my lines on my cutting mat. You can even do it with your ruler here as well, because you're going to take the end of this 24-inch piece and you're going to bring it right over an inch from that center line, just like that. And this is where your a little dab of glue will help. Just put a little dab. And then we're going to take the left side, and I'm bringing it an inch over. So there's the end of that one right here. I'm bringing it an inch over. of this ending right here. So again, you can put just a little dab of glue. All right, that's your first layer. Now, if you don't have glue, just keep it folded like that. You do have an inch of space that you can work with that'll keep your bow together. But like I said, if you do have some glue, hot glue, it helps. Then you're going to take a piece of the 13-inch flip-flop ribbon, dovetail it, okay, find the half, okay, and you're going to put it upside down. So the back, the good side where all the sparkles and everything are is facing down because we're building our bow backwards. So the line is going right along the center of this. We are going to do the same thing with a 24-inch piece of striped. Okay, I put it on my cutting mat. I'm bringing the right side over an inch from the center. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And then I'm bringing the left side over an inch past this end. A little bit of glue. And we're going to put that right on top. Get a 13-inch piece of your striped ribbon. Make sure you can see where your center is. Again, the bad side, the good side facing down, and the center is in the middle. Now we're going to layer another flip-flop. Put that on top. Is that 13 inches? No, I didn't think so. And then a 13-inch bad side facing up. And then again, this will be the last layer of this bow. Another 24-inch of the stripe. Now, if you have a bow maker, obviously you can make bows a little differently. But this is a really easy way to make these terry bows, I guess you would call them. I'm not sure what they're called anymore. But we're making 3 of them. All right, so now facing down. So there is our ribbon, our bow, all stacked. I'm going to take one of my zip ties and I'm going to take a pipe cleaner. I'm going to take the zip tie and I'm going to go lift my pile up and just go right in the middle. Come around. Just like that. I'm going to slide my pipe cleaner in behind the zip tie. And then I'm going to bring the center in. So I'm just going to grab the top edge and the bottom edge and squish it in the middle. And just do it my zip tie. Now you don't want to do it up super, super tight, your zip tie, because we want to have some leeway to turn our ribbon tails. So if you do it super tight, you're not going to be able to, pull on them like this and have your loops and stuff go the way you want it to go. Okay, so we got 1, 2, we need 1 more bow. So again, I'm going to start with the sunglasses. 13-inch tail. Upside down. 24-inch piece of the stripe. So again, I call this my cheater bow. Michelle and Dre laugh at me, but it works. I used to teach this way at my workshops all the time because not everybody had a bow maker. And not everybody knew how to make a hand bow, especially me. So I would make cheater bows. And last one. Now if you want, you can switch up the ribbon. Put in, if you have another ribbon that you want to put in, maybe a solid green or something, or even a blue. Blue would look nice. If you have some extra, then go ahead and you can add another layer to your bow. You could even add some more, like a blue to your tails or something. It's your wreath. You make it however you want. Okay, stack and stack. Okay, they're all on top of each other. You take my zip tie, lift my stack up, slide it right in the middle. We're going to come around. Pipe cleaner in. Take the top and bottom and squeeze it in the center and do your zip tie up. Okay, again, not super tight so we can move stuff around. All right, we have 3 of these bad boys. Now we're going to put them in. Remember when we marked bow? You can flip it over, and I even marked the B's here. Don't forget, you can erase all this with some rubbing alcohol. Now you know, right? Okay, so I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to take the end of the pipe cleaner, and I can go right through the mesh. You can see it right through the mesh. Hole 1.5 to 1. Okay, I'm going to pull that down. You don't need to pull it right to the board. Just so you can, till you feel a little bit of resistance again, just like the sign, and give it a twist in behind. Take another one. There's my B. Just kind of going through the one. There's like a little one piece of mesh here. I'm just going through with my pipe cleaner. Going through the mesh into hole 1.5 and into hole 1. Again, we're going to pull it until I feel resistance. There we go. Give it a twist on the back. Last one. Tuck all these in. One and a half, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. We're going to clean up our pipe cleaners, put our hanger on, so that when we do open our bows, we don't have to keep fluffing them. Okay, so now I'm going to take, you probably only need a half a pipe cleaner for each bow, but you're going to cut off the excess and again put it down the holes. You want to keep everything nice and neat. I have rubbing alcohol here. Where is it? See, comes right off. This is just a rubbing alcohol swab thingy. Now my wreath smells like a hospital. Okay. Didn't she do, Judy? That was her first live, my friends. Well, she practiced in the VIP group for a while. That's what one of the things we do in the VIP group is anybody that wants to go live, we help them and show them how to do it and how to work everything. So she did fabulous. And now we're going to put a zip tie in this hole to this hole where our hanging holes are and make a hanger. Alrighty, now this, when it's upside down like this, this is a really good way to also pull out your ribbon tails. So I want to make sure my tubing is in the middle and I have stripe, flip flop, stripe, flip flop, tubing in the middle, stripe, flip flop, stripe, flip flop. Stripe, flip flop. Stripe, flip flop. Stripe, flip flop. And these will sit nicely right against the door. It'll look fabulous. So when I flip it over, all my ribbon tails will be in their proper spots. Okay, let's flip it over. Ta-da! Make sure they're nice and straight and they're not stuck underneath your wreath because we want to see them. And then we're going to open up our loops for our bow, and then we'll put in the fun pom-poms. So when you're opening up your loops, you're going to take, you can start with the back if you want. Oh shoot, okay. You can start with the back, so flip up and you're going to grab the loop, put your hand in that loop and pull the loop to one side and the tail to the other, okay? And then the next layer, since the tail is over here, I'm going to put the loop going this way and the tail of the flip-flop going this way. And so on. And then make sure they're all open and your tails are where you want them. There's one side. So I did the tail here, so I'm going to do the loop on this one. And then the tail. And this is why I said it's good to add a little bit of hot glue, because then you can pull on your loops and your tails a little more when there's a little bit of hot glue holding your stuff together. Alrighty, there is one. So you're just gonna pull everything right where you want them. I do want some overlap on my sign here. And how fun is that? Pull it in loops. All right, you're gonna do the next one. So the next one will kind of, you'll just have a little bit of a space in between each of the bows. Again, we'll start from the back. Once they're all separated, and you can make sure your loops are open and your tails are where you want them. Cute, eh? Oh, that one's, pull that one. That loop is a little, didn't quite go in the center here. Let's see if I can pull it. There we go. That's better. I could have put some tubing in the center here as well. But we're going to add some of the pom-poms in a second. Okay, last bow. Oh, guess I didn't glue that one. Leave that there. I don't think I glued this one, so I'm not going to tug as much as I did on the other ones. You're right, Patricia, and that's why I do this. You know, we have the designers that, you know, go over the top. Like, I can go over the top as well. But I like to teach beginners. And like to show you little ways that you can take shortcuts until you actually have, you know, you may, you know, do a couple of wreaths and it's not your thing. And you don't want to have spent a whole bunch of stuff, money on the tools and stuff. But if you do, I really highly recommend using glue. I keep forgetting not to pull. There we go. I forgot what I was saying now. Don't pull, Laura. Don't pull the loops too hard. All right. So something like this. Just make sure you open your loops and your tails are nice Don't have them sticking out like spider legs. You have a tail, get your scissor fingers and kind of pull on it and it'll curl it a bit so it doesn't look like spider legs. That's pretty fun. Isn't that fun? Very nice to look at. All right, so we got these. You'll really see these outside ribbon tails when we put it on the door, because they'll lay right flat against the door there. All right, and then we have these blue and green pom-poms. I am going to break them down. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so 14. I'm going to rip them kind of apart and separate them. There's 7 blue. And 7 green. And I'm going to group them in 2s. So 1, 2, 3, 'They look like little dandelions. 4. So some are big, some are small. I have man hands? What the heck? Never heard that before. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to cut these down a bit so we don't have all these wires, and we're just going to hot glue them in to the mesh. Kind of like you do with florals. Now you could have them coming out of row 1. But we only have 7 clusters, so. Oh, they're just wrapped with paper, that's why. It's just paper wrapped around the stem there. All right. Almost done. Okay, so we got, let's see, that's there. I'm just placing them to see before I glue or anything, just to see where I want them. I have one more. Okay. So you can either put glue on the end, or I like to actually weave when I'm doing something like this. I like to kind of weave it in and out of the mesh first. To make sure it's in the mesh once it's stuck on. There we go. Once it's weaved in and out, then I'll just put a little bit of glue on the entrance and exit points, and then just let it sit. There we go. And you can do the same with florals this way too, with mesh. once it's in there and the glue is dried, then you can move them around a bit. So I think I'm going to put one here. Come on. Gotta twist it really good so it's like one piece. There we go. See, Judy, my lives are always long. Although I do talk a lot. Judy was a little worried because her live was an hour and 15 minutes. Mine are always long because I don't shut up. My pom-pom came off again. Where's that tube? If your pom-pom comes off, there's a tube on here, and of course, again, I don't have my glasses. There it is. And you can just slide it back on. I glue it though. There we go. One more to glue, and we're done. You had fun? I'm glad. I had fun watching you. You were amazing. But I knew you would be. Alrighty. Again, we're going to go all the way around with our ribbon tails. But now we can probably spread out our pom-poms. Super cute. Look how cute this is. That little pop of blue in there. Our cheater bows. Come around and we'll pull out our tubing and everything. I'll do that when it's on the door, and I'm going to take a picture because I'll probably, and there we go. I will fix it up before I take a picture, but just a fun, different summer wreath. Isn't that cute? Very cute. I do like the, I'm glad I put the tails, that they do come behind the flip flop here. So you'll be able to see that again, like I said, better when it's on the door. Pull out some of these. My tubing, I'm going to pull the loops out a little bit so they're a little bit longer. So you can see them. pull too hard because we don't want to lose the loop. I'm just making it a little bit longer. The tail, I made the tails of the loops a little bit too long. There, now you can see it better. One more. And there we go. A nice summery wreath, some bows. There's many different ways you can do this. Just if you don't like this style, you can go underneath the ring board and find different ways that you can do it. Liz did this, Liz from Team Unique. She also did this kit, and she did it a different way as well. So you can do it her way, you can do it my way, or you can do it your way. All right, super cute. I'll take a picture of it tomorrow on the door and fixing all of our tails and all that stuff. So, but thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you learned a little something, even if it's how to make a cheater bow without a bow maker. And it's super, super summery and lots of fun. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you again maybe sometime this weekend. Who knows? I might pop up. Thanks everybody.